both just getting the heart rate up. Longest rally we had in the first match of the day was 29 shots.
Boys, don't waste any time. Anything you can do.
Setting the bar nice and high. You mentioned Gasquet had a sneaky good serve. What do you like about it?
You can see it kind of spin he generates on that one out wide, but he can flatten it out when he goes up the middle as well and get some decent pace behind it, Chase. We stand next to Gasquet for the first time. You realise he's not that big, but he's very broad-shouldered. Quite a strong individual. And can generate some decent snap on the serve.
He's got a good... Yeah, it's always nice, I think, to have somebody who's grown up in a similar environment to bounce ideas off, because they understand what you're having to deal with on a regular basis. And of course, he was a great player, Grosjean.
There's nothing sneaky about this guy's serve. What you see is what you get.
See, I think that's the problem for Gasquet. He gets in these rallies, but he's pushed further and further behind his baseline.
Yep.
And he just can't be effective from that, not against someone like Del Potro.
If you're going to hit that short slice, make sure you find Del Potro's backhand.
Yeah, and lean on it. Keep it nice and low. Oof, that's lovely variation.
Can't see it coming at all. Skies to go with the variation is what makes the shot as effective. I mean, it's an incredible drop shot. This one sneaking over the net.
I mean, Gasquet's a good mover, but he was nowhere near this because he was so late in taking the second hand off the racket. Skies exquisite. Oh, well, that's a lovely little return from Gasquet, but Del Potro could see out of the corner of his eye he was sneaking in behind it and played the most sensible of replies. That's a lovely opening service game. Now, of course, he had a bit of bad luck, didn't he, Robbie, when he was travelling from Paris, Del Potro?
Yeah, he certainly did put his briefcase down to sign a few autographs for some of the fans.
Okay, definitely didn't have a briefcase.
Well, that's the way they described it.
It's his hand luggage.
Hand luggage, briefcase.
There's no way he travels with a briefcase.
But you don't know for sure it's not a briefcase, right?
I'll bet my house it wasn't a briefcase. There's now a provision to him in a bowler hat and a pinstripe suit.
Well, that's what the news report said, Jace.
Okay, let's try again. Hand luggage problem.
Yeah, hand luggage problem. Put it down actually to sign some autographs. Next thing you know, a few photos later, he turns around, and of course the briefcase is gone.
Briefcase?
Hand luggage has been stolen from him. And of course it had some nice stuff in there, didn't it?
Yeah. Passport, money.
Yeah, and of course the rosary that was blessed by the Pope in Rome earlier this year, which is very close to him.
Yeah,
of course, a huge Catholic community down in Argentina.
And the Pope's Argentine, isn't he?
Yes, so that's why he got the blessing. And a lot of photos as well that were, I think, on his computer that was also stolen.
Yeah, there's a lesson to be learned there, though, isn't there? Because he wasn't backing up his information on a computer. So, you know, you always run that risk. But it's funny, isn't it, where, you know, we're making light of a frustrating situation. But tennis players, they don't like anything out of the ordinary. So you lose something like that rosary that's been blessed by the Pope that you think is your good luck charm and you're having a great year. You know, that can affect you.
Yeah, 100%. Of course, Tim Henman was sharing a similar sort of story with us as well before we came on here today.
Has he got any rosary beads?
No.
Okay.
He's too naughty, Tim. I don't think the Pope would give him in.
Wouldn't get him blessed, would he?
No, but of course the same sort of thing happened to him at Gardiner a couple of years ago when he was playing tennis there. So it's not the first time it's ever happened.
Did manage to get a bit of VIP treatment, so he got the passport back, or a new passport very quickly. Only had a delay of about 2 or 3 hours, so still able to get to London in the same day. So it's an aggravation, but at least he didn't waste more than a few hours in travelling. That's the good news. It's good tennis. And that will give Gasquet a lot of confidence. He worked hard, but he gets the hold in the end.
Gasquet leads by 2 games to 1.
Match of the week in Group B. No breaks of serve as yet, so it's 1-2 first set.
Long. Go to long.
There's Michael Essien, and we were hearing from him earlier in the fan zone. He was being interviewed by Rob Curling, and he said he's a big tennis fan. But he said he doesn't play a lot of tennis, but loves his table tennis. Ross Hutchins was then saying, yeah, but they're the same game in essence, and I wasn't so sure. But he's a big fan. Loves the event here. It's first time that he's been here today, but loved what he saw earlier and very much enjoyed the experience. He was bigging up tennis players' fitness as well. He was very impressed with how sharp these guys are physically. He said soccer's easy. You can run a little bit, take a bit of a breather, run a little bit, take a bit of a breather, and it's only 90 minutes. You guys have to play for like 3.5 hours. It's much tougher. tennis. There's someone that the tennis players are definitely fitter than. Brad Friedel, he's a goalkeeper.
Don't mess with those guys. Bald heads, goalkeepers are a different breed, aren't they?
They are. Delpo would make a good keeper, wouldn't he? I'm not sure whether he's brave enough. Because you've got to be very brave, haven't you? Cut down the angles there.
Fragile.
I think Delpo would be telling the coach, my wrist hurts a little bit. Wayne Rooney bearing down on me. I'm not good for you today, coach.
No penalties today, please, coach. Please.
It's funny, I did do an interview with Del Potro at Benfica in Portugal a couple of years ago, and they had a couple of Argentines playing for their first team. Loves his football. Got good skills too. Good set of feet on him.
15 all.
So he's not just a one-trick pony like Peter Crouch.
Definitely not. Nicely done. Good court coverage. Nice anticipatory skills on display there.
13-15.
As comfortable moving forward. So what he is playing from the back of the court. Of course, can play on just about any surface as well, can Gasquet. 2007, I think, semi-finalists at Wimbledon.
Good pick up now. I think he beat Roddick in a 5-set epic, didn't he, out in top one that year? Remember that well, like it was yesterday.
14-15.
Of course, he's lost a couple of matches at Wimbledon that he perhaps shouldn't have done. 2 sets up on Murray, wasn't he? Quarterfinals one year, lost in 5. That was a match that, you know, perhaps was a huge turning point in Murray's career. Exceptional feeling, some fantastic tennis on display from these two in the opening 5 games. Able to choose between the two. Frenchman with a slender lead, 3-2. Well, speaking of
rounds, then it's back-to-back matches, you know. You've got to be in phenomenal shape.
And that's perhaps one of the biggest differences of this era, isn't it? You've got someone like Del Potro, who's very tall, so he has a natural advantage when serving. He's got large levers, but moves phenomenally well. Got to be a great all-round athlete to do well this day and age. It wasn't always the case in previous generations. A lot of these tennis players, of course, transcend the sport now, haven't they, as well? Del Potro back home in Argentina, such a huge hero.
Talk about the nth degrees that they go to, not only to get themselves in the best possible shape, but mentally as well. I've just finished reading Djokovic's book, Serve to Win, and that gives you a beautiful insight into how he goes about living his life. You know, it's 24/7. It's not just something that you do in bits and pieces. To be the best player you can be, it's a whole lifestyle.
Everything you put into your body is fuel. You have to get the right amount of sleep. Got away with it. Didn't time that last backhand well, but that was the one down the line. But produce the short ball.
15 love.
A pretty safe shot, not going too close to the sideline. Still hitting aggressively, that's the key. Intelligent tennis. Probably fancy Gasquet a little more in these kind of close exchanges. So anything that's a touchy-feely, it's probably a little better than the big fella.
So then after that, nice court position. It's good to put a little bit of pressure on Gasquet's second serve, even if it doesn't work now. Give him something to think about, perhaps, on a big point a little later on in the match. So serving well so far, the Frenchman, posting some pretty decent numbers. And it's a nice variation with a bit of serve and volley too. He's got the hands, so why not keep the returner guessing? Just the 4th point in total the Frenchman surrendered on serve so far. And of course he does have a little bit of an advantage now as we head into the business. It's a nice little sneak into the net. Of course, got away with it on a return, which was a bit of a shank. That's the first point in the match that Gasquet's been able to win when returning. There's the apology for the shank. It's amazing, isn't it? You go through 3 service games where you don't drop a point, and then all of a sudden you can be under pressure here. Again, decent return. And a snappy shot from Del Potro. This time it's Gasquet with a golden opportunity to take a stranglehold on this opening set. That's better serve. He's not out of the woods yet. Oh, yes. Magnificent tennis from Gasquet. He's been waiting and waiting. And finally, we see him use his favourite shot just when he needed it most.
And you can't see it coming either. The preparation is identical, but just hits it fractionally later and hits through the ball a little bit more The way he spreads his chest. Fantastic technique. Fittingly bringing him the break.
Just a little deep that one.
Lots of limit.
He was nice and aggressive, but all of a sudden he's in trouble here. Everyone gets a little tighter when serving for sets, even the best in the business. Can't believe that just a little too late. Lovely approach shot, controlled aggression, and this is an excellent response to the loss of his serve in the previous game. Three break points. There's that really intelligent, short, sliced backhand again, drawing Del Potro out of his comfort zone, off the baseline. It's still break point. Good stuff from Del Potro. Rock solid, refusing to miss. So Gasquet will be a little disappointed with his efforts there. We're back on serve. The Frenchman leads 5-4.
Don't forget to get your exclusive official merchandise from this year's thrilling Barclays ATP World Tour Finals. All at our official merchandise stores in the foyer, fan zone, and concourses. Don't miss our limited edition range of t-shirts, towels, caps, mugs, and a whole host of exclusive souvenirs. There's something for everyone from this year's season finale.
Made off here, 4-5 first set. Well, they both used the drop shot very intelligently so far.
Just testimony to the fact that they're not one-trick ponies. They've got a lot of variety in their game.
And it's so nice when you use that variation sparingly too, just as Gasquet did with the backhand down the line to get the break, just as both have done with the drop shot. When it's most unexpected, it's even more effective, isn't it? Well, you can't argue with that. What a fantastic hold that was. Wasn't the right time to go down the line. You've got to do so when you're in good position. And you're perhaps dominating in the rally there. He's wide of the single sideline. He's a little off balance, so a little tougher to execute the shot. First ace of the match for the Frenchman. That's a poor shot. It's interesting, isn't it? It's 5-all, it's 30-all, so you'd think honours are even, but in terms of the momentum, you do get the distinct impression that, you know, it's now with Del Potro a little bit.
Again, Gasquet's just getting a little too deep in the court. That's the problem. Just opens up the angles. And of course, this guy's so good at exploiting them.
Another chance to break. It's a great serve.
Sneaky good.
Our French commentators in the booth next to us on their feet.
They're getting really animated, aren't they?
There's nothing neutral about their commentary, that's for sure.
Serious piece of hands from Gasquet. I mean, I thought Del Potro's forehand here was pretty decent, but look at this half volley ripper. Talk about natural ability. There it is, right there. Can't teach that.
Superb shot making from Gasquet. Seals the service game for the Frenchman. Beautifully done. He's got backhand down the line again. He hasn't used it that often, but when he has, it's been highly effective, especially when he's found himself in a decent position initially to get set up and then sneak in behind it. As soon as you recognized that Del Potro had to defend there, so it was the right play and the volley was relatively simple. Nice little bump from Del Potro, forcing Gasquet to play a half volley. Not as easy to control those. It's a beautiful shot and a lovely pattern of play too. Serve was good enough to earn the short reply. Dealt with it beautifully. Been much to choose between these two. Last 45 minutes or so.
Lost 6 sets that they played coming into this match. Only once has Gasquet been able to get it to a tiebreaker. Pretty routine victories for Del Potro. Oh, I love that play. That's the way to take it to opponents. Once again, surprise factor really working well for Gasquet. Just a nice good deep bunt. Again, talk about all-court skills.
Yeah, it really did take Del Potro by surprise. Very little he could do there, given the depth on the return and surprise tactic. He's got great hands, hasn't he, Gasquet? Why not do that? Oh, it's a shame because the serve is a good one. That's perhaps been one of the reasons why he hasn't been able to break into the top 5. It's hard when your forehand is a weakness against the very best players in the world. It's easier to hide a poor backhand, like a Songa, like that, than it is to hide a weaker forehand. Beautifully done. Followed the line of the approach shot beautifully. So even though it looked like he was at full stretch on the volley, he was always going to be in control of that shot. He would have been in trouble had he covered the center of the net after the approach shot. he would have had too much court to cover before volleying. He's got to understand where to move to become a good all-court player when coming into the net. It's a 1-4 stereo. It's giving Gasquet an opportunity here to some distance between him and Del Potro.
Just looks a little frustrated to me. Small signs. Gasquet's done a good job of hitting a lot of balls to his back, and he hasn't allowed Del Potro to get that forehand firing.
Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely sensational. He's hit a handful of those now at precisely the right moment.
You're right, Jason, and when he has gone to the forehand, he's gone with the utmost of accuracy and pace. He's used that shot sparingly today, but very effectively.
Oh, can you believe that?
Can't believe he even tried that shot. And it's just wiped its feet on the top of the net as it's gone over.
It was a very polite drop shot. So kept Del Potro in the hunt. Oh, what a return. Absolutely superb. Again, it was the reading of the serve that helped him out there, able to prepare a little earlier. And as a result, swing a little more freely at the ball. Gasquet deservedly now with 2 set points. Absolutely superb. The apology for the ball clipping the top of the net, but he couldn't have constructed that point any better.